I hope everybody is having a wonderful Tuesday. So I did not plan I didn't plan any content today. I don't know why. I just didn't. I spent the weekend, I spent Saturday at Scream Hollow, and that's usually kind of when I film all of my videos, except for with Wednesday and, my tutorials. So, I don't have any content for like the whole week because Saturday I was at Scream Hollow. However, Crystal from Hook That Yarn tagged me in this Crafters Questions video, so I decided I was going to go ahead and do that for today. So thank you, Crystal, for the content. Helping me out there, guy. So I haven't read any of these questions. So I'm kind of doing this a little bit blindly. So we're just going to jump into it. And I actually copied and pasted them and then emailed them to myself so I could read them off my phone. Which I guess it's kind of a weird thing to do things. Anyways, question number 1. What is your favorite stitch to use for wearables? Let's see. My favorite stitch to use for wearables is probably the double crochet or a combination of stitches involving the double crochet. Several of my patterns that I've designed actually use something called the tip shells stitch, which is a combination. It's a shell stitch, and it's done in a particular way to make the shells kind of tip, and that one's quite nice, and I do have plans on using that to design a few other things besides the shawl and the tank top that I already have designed out of it. So off the top of my head, I'm going to go with the double crochet for my favorite stitch to use for wearables. Question number 2. What is your favorite stitch to use for household items? The first one that comes to mind is, I think it's called Catherine's Wheel. It might be called the Star Stitch. I've only made a few washcloths before, but I do remember that when I made this one particular washcloth, I think it was Catherine's Wheel, that it was called, and it looked really pretty. It turned out quite nicely, and I liked it quite a bit. And now I'm thinking about it, I'm trying to remember what happened to that washcloth. I think I only made 2 of them, and I have no idea where they went. Now I need to go dig through the linen closet. Question 3. What is your favorite stitch to use for blankets? Again, I'm going to go with the double crochet. It's quick and easy. It's a simple stitch. I can use it with chunkier yarns. Lately, I've been using chunkier yarns. For the blankets that I've completed this year have all been with chunkier yarns, and I've used double crochet, and I've quite liked that. You know, it's just quick and easy, especially for blankets, because I don't particularly care for making blankets. Question number 4. What is your least favorite stitch? My least favorite stitch is half double crochet. I don't know if it's a stitch or if it's me, or maybe my tension is just a little bit too tight, but anytime I try to do half double crochet, I do have a tendency to split my yarn. And like I said, I don't know if it's a stitch, me, if it's tension, if it's just the yarn, but I have noticed that my yarn tends to split more regularly when I do a half double crochet. Number 5, what is your favorite way to join pieces together? So with granny squares, my favorite join to use is the flat slip stitch join. And I will put a link to a tutorial on how to do that join in the description box below. I used it with the bag that I made a couple of months ago for Things We're Making Thursday. And then I also used it again when I did the pink granny skull sweater that some of y'all may have seen. I'm still in the process of designing that one. The only size that I've completed is the extra small. And it's going to be a while before I am able to finish that pattern up. But I did use the flat slip stitch join to join those squares for that project as well. Number 6, what stitch have you not yet tried but want to? What stitch have I not yet tried but want to? Maybe the herringbone stitch. I've never done a piece using the herringbone stitch. I've seen a lot of patterns with it, but I've never actually used it, and I'd be totally willing to try it. I know Bag O'Day has several patterns that she's used the herringbone stitch with. So yeah, I'd probably go with that one. Number 7, what kind of crochet stitch do you do the most? Traditional, mosaic, tapestry, graft, etc. I would say traditional. I've never done mosaic, tapestry. I have done graft crocheting, which I'm assuming is corner to corner. But as far as kinds of crochet that I have done, I would say traditional, amigurumi, Tunisian, graft gans. I've done all of those, but for the most part, I do traditional or amigurumi. Number 8, what stitch most impresses you in a crochet piece? So I would have to go with the broomstick lace. I have played around with it a little bit. I've never used it extensively. But everybody says it's super hard to do, and actually it's not nearly as hard as it looks. Like, it looks really complicated, but it's not nearly as complicated as it looks. But I know that when I see pieces that have broomstick lace in it, in combination with other stitches, it always looks really impressive to me, and I think that plays into the idea that broomstick lace is really hard to do. It just gives a complicated, intricate look to any piece, and not just myself, but I think other people really, like that look as well. Number 9, is there a stitch you really loathe doing and will avoid patterns that contain it? I don't think so. Like I said, there are stitches that I'm not particularly fond of, but there is not a single crochet stitch that I absolutely loathe and refuse to do, or refuse to do patterns that contain them. I'm pretty much open to anything, at least a little bit. Number 10, and the last question. What is your most favorite stitch, basic and combination? So I think that my favorite basic stitch is probably going to be the double crochet. It's quick and easy, especially for wearables and blankets and things like that. It's quick, it's easy. Excuse me. And I can do it without thinking. I can do it without worrying about the yarn splitting. It's However, as far as a combination stitch goes, my favorite choice for that one would probably be the pineapple stitch. It's very lightweight and lacy. I really like it. For times that I'm looking for something to stimulate my brain, that is a good stitch. I I have worked with it. I don't work with it as often as I probably should. And I say that because a lot of the times I just want to stare at the TV and just mindlessly crochet, which is not something that I can do with a pineapple stitch. I mean, maybe there's some people that can, but I can't do it with a pineapple stitch. I have to pay attention to what I'm doing. But I love the way it looks. I like that it's light and airy. It works up well with the thinner weight yarns that I love so much. So yeah, that's definitely by far my favorite combination stitch. And I'm sure there's other combination stitches out there that I just haven't come across. But that's the first one that comes to my mind. Anyways, guys, that is all the content I have for you today. I'm sorry it's nothing too terribly exciting. But now you know. I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye. Oh, I forgot to mention, I won't be going live this evening. That was another thing. I couldn't find anybody to schedule for today's Crocheting Texan Tuesday, so I won't be going live. Also, I am going to tag Cindy from Lulu's Treasure Trove, Yarn Barf, and Jessica from Crochet Creations by Jessica, so that they can answer these crafter questions as well. So, bye again, guys.